welcome to my channel. I just watched Mickey 17 for the second time, so let's talk about it. Oh my god. The kimchi is so good. Damn. So, Mickey 17 is about Mickey, who is an expendable. In their reality, this is somebody who is used for human trials, and they're using him to try to colonize a new planet. This is a spoiler-free review. This is a spoiler-free chit-chat. I hope you go see the movie. And I'm just going to stop this right here to say, go to the movies. This is your reminder from me, because I love you, to go see a movie, okay? Everything can exist just streaming. Please God. This movie is equal parts romance and sci-fi, and I think a fantastic feature about this movie is that it is covering so many topics, but balanced. I like that Mickey 17, because we get to the inner dialogue of him, which I think is really amazing, especially because this movie is based off of a book, and I think that a good book to movie transfer needs that inner dialogue. So the movie takes place in the future, but it feels very relatable with how much they are recording and taking video documentation of the things that are going on around them, which is something obviously that we do. So they didn't have like TikTok dances or anything like that, but just felt like a good use of technology. The movie was so romantic and so intimate. I've seen people saying some negative things about how like Robert Pattinson is like her lapdog. I do not agree with that at all. They both supported each other through some heavy emotional things, and it was just so romantic. One of the things that he said is it's not easy supporting someone that has the job that she has, right? But he's doing it out of love. He loves her, she loves him, and you can see that literally every time they are on screen together. Their chemistry is so good. The way that they look at each other, oh my god, it is so romantic. The yearning, the lust is present, and I love that for them. I think that they are a really great match on screen. Let me talk about the characters for a second. Obviously, I have to talk about Nasha, played by Naomi Ackie. She is truly a star, becoming a favorite of mine. I love Blink Twice. She is the lead in that, and I love this movie as well. She's not just an angry black woman. We got to see her in different lights. We saw her angry, we saw her happy, we saw her romantic, we saw her change, we saw her just be so many things, and I love her love for Mickey. I love the love that Mickey and Nasha have for each other, sci-fi and romance. Kenneth Marshall, played by Mark Ruffalo, his clear influence came from our current President Trump, and I think he played the character perfectly. The prosthetic teeth that he had and just how he contoured his face to sound like him and look like him in certain ways was really, really nice to see. I think he's a fantastic actor. One of my favorite movies by him is called Dark Water, another environment focused movie. I think he was a perfect villain in a way that you are fearful of some of his decisions, but who he is or who the character is itself is not scary, but the power that he has is scary. One thing that I love is that there was more than one enemy or protagonist. Next character, Robert Pattinson as Mickey 17 and 18. I think he did a fantastic job at differentiating the characters with his voice, with his body, just his posture, how he carried himself differently as these two characters was really, really cool. I was excited to hear his voice because he did some voice acting in The Boy and the Heron, a Studio Ghibli movie. it didn't even sound like him. So I was really excited to see what he brought to the character. The Mickeys are different and the same at the same time. The Mickey 18 character, who is so comical. I love him. I wanted more of him, but I am happy about the interactions that they got as these two senses of self operating outside one of the bodies. The way that Mickey was treated ultimately affected his self-esteem, and I thought that was really interesting, and I feel like it was very realistic. If people are constantly treating you like shit, then yeah, at some point you better start to feel like shit. The lack of humanity is shown very early on in the movie, and that to me is very, I feel like it's very special that the plot of this movie is to colonize with people, and the lack of care shown to just one individual. The cinematography, I think, is really well done. There was quick, like, instead of a scene cutting to another frame within the same location, there were just quick movements with the camera turning. I don't know the appropriate name for that. I'm gonna look it up, but that made the scene feel more continuous. So the timeline flow of the movie I liked a lot. One thing I was looking for during this movie is how they conceptualize death, and I like that it was very simple and it makes a lot of sense. This is something that, you know, not many of us can talk about the experience, because, you know, once you die, like that's really much it. You don't really get anything from the other side. And so I like that the way they talk about death was very simple and easy to digest with everything that's going on during this movie. Back to the romance. It's amazing every time they're on scene together that there's just this connection between them, and every time they're on scene together you can see the amount of love that they have for each other. So it's like the time is used very well. All the time is used so well. I really felt like I was the target audience for this, and I love that. Let me give them without giving it away. Okay, thank you. The movie just felt very special. Representation is so important. I felt seen in ways in this, and I'm surprised that the movie is not rated higher than it is. It's like a 7 out of 10, I believe, on IMDb. But I think if Naomi Ackie's character, if Nasha was a different race, would the ratings be higher? You know, because society doesn't like to see us be great, and yeah, I could be overthinking it, but that's just how I feel. The movie is so good. Say I just really enjoyed it. It kept my attention the whole time. The cinematography is beautiful. The script is beautiful. The final line, let me say this. I've seen more Korean dramas than like Korean made or Korean led films. But there's a movie that I watched last year and this one, and the final line in the movie, I just feel like they just hit a little different. The final scenes, it's something that I feel like with this movie and the other Korean movie that I watched, there's a real takeaway. I have something to take with me once I leave the theater, and I think that's pretty special. That final line will do it. Bong Joon-ho is my new favorite director. Parasite is fantastic. Mickey 17, I love this movie, and I'm excited to watch the rest of his films. The movie felt like a love letter to humanity, to other species, to life itself. It is very full with its action, with the violence, with the romance, with the science, with all of these very interesting characters stuck together basically on a ship. I highly recommend the movie. I would like you to go to the movies, see something. But I think this one would be a really cool movie to see all of the details and so special effects that they do on a big screen. I've seen it now in Dolby and IMAX, and I think, yeah, it was great both times. Rewatchability here is very high for me because it's comedic level and because it's romance level. So yeah, I think you should definitely check it out. If you have seen it, comment below what you think about it, or comment below the last movie that you've seen. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next. The place that we're at, to me, has the best japchae in the state of Georgia. It is so good. The first time I had it, Audrey, if you see this, hey girl. The first time I had it, I think I had like 2 plates to myself. Obviously, you have to taste it. So, it's so good.